All right, so I will keep working, and I'm going to hit the record. When I hit record, I'm going to introduce you, and the floor is yours. Hold on. Hey, everybody. It is Dr. Karen Hills Pruden. And we've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this, and the time has come. I don't do a whole lot with big introductions because I post our expert full bio with this session. And so you have all the contact information. So, look, none other than Precious Williams, and I'll let her tell you the nickname. But Precious Williams is here to take the floor. And so, Precious, I introduce you to the Sister Leaders community, and you can do what you do, what you do. The floor is
Do
yours.
it, do what it do what it do. All right. So, hey, queens. My name, I know some kings gonna come in here. Hey, kings and queens. My name is Precious Williams. I'm the proud founder and CEO of the Perfect Pitch Group. And I almost feel like, don't let me get in my zone. Don't let me get in my zone. When I tell y'all, pitching still gets me to this day. And how did I even get started in pitching? Because I know y'all want to know, how do you become the only choice that matters? How do you become the only person, the only business how do you get the lucrative opportunities before anybody else even knows about them? How do you get chosen? And how do you get those referrals? Does anybody have those kind of questions? Like, how do you do this? And if y'all got those kind of questions, I got those kind of answers. And so part of this is going to be kind of free flowing. Towards the end, I'm going to share with you all like links and everything like that. But for right now, I just think it's important that we go backwards before we go forwards. So does anybody know what pitching is? Before we even begin, does anybody know what pitching is? Oh, Dr. Hills Pruden, are they allowed
Uh huh.
to answer questions, or is it just in the chat?
You can, if you want them to holler out, come off mute, they can. We
Okay.
just need to tell them what they're allowed to do. Right now, they're not. But if we say it's okay, if you said you want, that's the way you want it, then you can come off mute.
Okay, well, I'm an engaging speaker. So
Okay.
you all let me know. Would you want me to not ask y'all questions and then wait for you all to ask me questions at the very end? But for me, being an engaging speaker, it's one of the reasons why my business truly grew. So raise your hands, or in those little reactions, raise your hands if your business may not be having the great sales that it once did. And it's a safe space, y'all. I promise y'all. Raise your hands if you've ever been in that situation. Raise your hands if you've thought about, am I doing something wrong? Why are things happening the way they are? Raise your hands. You can yell it out too. You have permission to yell it out. The reason why I'm bringing all of this up is because I don't want y'all to feel ashamed. I'm a former attorney in the great state of New York, and there came a time in my life where I realized I don't want to be in the court all the time anymore. I know I worked hard, went to Spelman, Georgetown, and Rutgers, and I was tired. I was tired of going to court. I was tired of all those sort of things. And it wasn't until I met this amazing man after I left my ex-fiance that things changed and perspectives changed. I didn't realize I was 327 pounds. Let me say it again. I didn't realize the depression got me to 327 pounds. How dare I ever think that any man would want me at 327 pounds? And yet, this man was a very famous Hollywood actor, and I just didn't think he would ever go on a date with me. I put an ad on a dating. Okay, it was Craigslist, but y'all, it's 2010. Don't hate on the sister. Don't hate. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. When I tell you, I was standing outside a Sardi's restaurant, and this man, I felt like he came out of the shadows. And as he was walking to me, I felt like fate, earth, and destiny collided and took my breath away. It was like everybody was looking at him, and he was walking towards me. And back then, I didn't dress the way I dress today, right? Because I didn't have a brand back then. I was just thinking he'll humor a big girl. That man led me upstairs, and I had the best date I've ever had in my life. I giggled. I looked up. I swear the restaurant was closing. There was nobody there but us and staff. And I said, I was 327 pounds, y'all. So we go downstairs, we hug. And, I'm texting my friend like, yeah, you know. And I said, look at him humoring a big girl. I got home. He texted me like, let's do it again. Jiggle who? Jiggle what? Oh, and by the way, what got him was my ad was called Two to Tango. So I wrote him a poem. I wrote a poem. I didn't think I'd meet three amazing brothers, let alone him. So y'all, that was the beginning of a love affair. A love affair that inspired me to start Curvy Girls Lingerie. Do I know how to draw? No. Do I know how to sew? No. You're probably wondering, why would you ever start a lingerie company? Because I knew that if we ever became intimate, who made products for women my size at 327 pounds, at a size 28, and I'm 5'9"? I couldn't find anything. I went everywhere. I went from Victoria's Secret, all these other places. I would Journal, Wolford, Agent Provocateur, all those places that I was made to feel like you're so fat, nobody should want you. Y'all. And so what does that have to do with becoming the only choice that matters? Number one, when I wrote that poem, Two to Tango, that was actually the start of becoming the only choice that matters, because I wrote that poem. And that poem was not ratchet or anything. It was just showing that I'm a poet. I'm a world-class master communicator. And that actually was the start of me becoming the Killer Pitchmaster, because I slayed and he became my boyfriend. So my company, Curvy Girls Lingerie, was built out of love. I went on LinkedIn and I poured my heart out. I said, I want to start this lingerie company. And a woman in Arizona, Tempe, Arizona, was like, hey, P, I'm going to put you up with these lingerie boutiques. I want you to go in and get that. I've never met her ever in life. But she took a chance on me. She took a chance on me, y'all. And that started it. But, soon I ran out of money. I asked my family and friends to invest. Anybody ever asked family and friends to invest? Oh, I'm the only one? Oh, okay. I asked, and they said no. They said I'm too fat, too black, no Ivy League degree. Who would ever invest in me? The only people that you see successful at pitching are white men and white women and maybe some others. But 327-pound black woman, ain't nobody gonna listen to you. And you're an attorney. Why wouldn't you stick with what you went to school for? And then I realized they had my skin color and my gender being that I can only do one thing, but we tell everybody else that they can do everything. Follow your dreams, follow your passion. I was like, I don't need their permission. I'm going ham and cheese and peanut butter and jelly on. And y'all, I went to an event I could not afford. Saw the media sponsor. And I walked up and made a pitch up on the spot. And that pitch got me on national television. I was on Your Business with J.J. Ramberg, February 9th, 2012. It's 2024, y'all. That short pitch got me on national television, where in 54 seconds in front of investors, I walked away with $500,000. So you remember those people who said it couldn't be done? I did it. So one of the things I want y'all to understand about pitching and becoming the only choice that matters, the first thing is understanding about pitching is everybody's not going to understand what you're doing. When I was kind of getting my family and friends to be involved, they were the wrong people. But I had to test to figure out who the right ones are. So you might be thinking, oh, well, investors first noted you. No, it was media. So what does media tell you about women who have more meat on their bones? They're not worthy of being looked at. She's too fat. There's no way. And yet I walked away with $500,000 in 54 seconds and is considered one of the top 5 ever in the history of that show. More people of color submitted applications to be on that show because they saw me at 327 with a mohawk. Number 2, when it comes to pitching, you want to be the only choice that matters. It requires you to stand out. It doesn't require you to play small and play defense. No, I'm 327 pounds dating a very famous Hollywood actor. What you talking about? I already know I didn't beat the odds. But I want women who look like me, who've been told that they don't matter. Baby, I'm living that dream. And you can too. And there should be lingerie for us. And it shouldn't matter our sizes. Yeah. Oh, you eat too much. Oh, you're unhealthy and all this kind of stuff. Baby, I got a man. What you got? So there was an education involved too. So even though those investors invested in me, they said you need to enter pitch competitions because the way you pitch is totally different. So would y'all like to hear part of the pitch that it got me even on that show? It's gonna sound real simple, but remember it was 2010, 2011. So becoming the only choice that matters, I didn't know that in the beginning. I just knew that my back was against the wall. I had no money. And I don't know about y'all, but I come out swinging. Okay. So when I got into the event, this guy was like, the producer was like, oh, Charles. And here I walk up with a full bladder 327, don't know what I'm about to do. And they're like, well, who are you? I said, well, I'm glad you asked. My name is Precious Williams. I'm the proud founder and CEO of the Perfect Girls Lingerie, with the ultimate shopping experience for full-figure divas and plus-size fashionistas. Just call me the female MacGyver of business because I what always deliver. When I tell you they laughed in my face, I'm trying to pick my face up off the ground, thinking it's over. And they said, you're the first person to pitch to us tonight. That was amazing. You had all the confidence in the world. Have you heard of our show, Elevator Pitch? Now, y'all know I hadn't, but you know, when in Rome, we do what Romans do. Yes, of course, it's a great show. And they said, we think you'd be great to be on the show. Let's bring the host to talk to you. Now, did my family and friends say, too black, too fat, too black, no Ivy League degree? This cannot happen. And yet it did. So she got an award on the show, on stage, and I met her booking producer, a tall, elegant black woman who was looking at me like, oh, I've heard of you, Precious Williams. Give me your elevator pitch. Y'all, I just went ham and cheese, peanut butter and jelly on her. She said, stop. You can be on the show. You're good. What does that show you? Sometimes to be the only choice that matters, you've got to have audacity. Y'all, I had negative $400 in my bank account. Oh, I might have forgot to tell y'all that. I didn't have money to even be in that room. I didn't have money for business cards. So when she said, oh, give me your business card, give me your business card, baby, I had nothing. The KillerPitchMaster kept stepped in. I said, man, I've been here all night. I ran out of cards. I never had them, but whatever. She gives me her card. I didn't even have money to get there or get back. It took audacity in doing the opposite of what everybody's telling you to do. So some of us are listening to people who have jobs, and there's nothing wrong with that. But until you become an entrepreneur, I think it's a totally different education. So people are telling you to do it quietly and all of this. Baby, I became a bad bitch with a power pitch. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the name of my first book, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for Women Entrepreneurs and Speakers Only. My first billboard in Times Square. Forbes magazine reviewed this. Now, why is that important to y'all? Because it's a part of being the only choice that matters. For 3 years, I had the idea for this, the title, and people are like, oh, it's too crass. But they love you're a badass at money or, you know, go to F to sleep. But when it came to me, no one was going to buy it. It debuted at #1 and Forbes contacted me. Now you might be wondering, is it the title? I'm the Killer Pitch Master. Why wouldn't it be the title? And also it's a business book. Well written by an attorney turned entrepreneur, Killer Pitch Master. My book came out when I was 40 years old. So if some of y'all are like, oh, it's got to happen in my 20s and 30s, baby, mine happened at 40. After I walked out of homelessness. Oh yeah, there's a long story to how I even got here. But anyway, so I'm a 5-time #1 best-selling author 5 times. 3 billboards in Times Square, 40, 42, and 44. So how do you become the only choice that matters? We talked about audacity. We talked about, you know, like, how did I know how to pitch? What goes into that? So if you all don't mind, may I share my PowerPoint that I created for you all? And we won't stick on it, so I'll cut it on and cut it off, but I really want you all to understand what is a point, like, how do you become chosen? How do you become the only choice that matters? So hold on, I'm gonna move this up so I can do this. So isn't this the big question? Why should they choose you? Why do you want to become the only choice that matters? Because we live in an oversaturated world. Everybody's always selling something. So if you do it the way everybody else is doing it, you'll get treated like everybody else, average, random, and ordinary. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So here's what we're talking about. We're going to talk about understanding your pitch assignment, pain points and challenges, and like Moneybag Yo has in his song, Me Versus Me. I want you to go out the way you came. If you come in like a wrecking ball, walk out like a wrecking ball. If you want to do it demure and nice, that's cool. Some of y'all may be introverts. Some of us are extroverts. We can all win. Is that okay, y'all? Is that okay that we all win? Thumbs up. Let me know what it is. Yes. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay, see, somebody already acted right. And if I say anything that resonates with y'all, I want y'all to say pitch please. And trust me, it's with a P, y'all. And I own the trademark for pitch please. Okay. So here are some of my clients. Because people are like, you probably only speak for Black History Month or Women's History Month. I want y'all to look on some of that. Google, LinkedIn, Microsoft, Federal Reserve Bank, Horizon, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Blackstone, BMW. Y'all, I'm booked all year round to teach and to train the sales teams, some of the biggest companies in the world. Now you might be saying, what? Yes, I'm Black on both sides, no Brazilian butt lift, no six-pack abs. I've been in movies and documentaries around the world. I'm from the hood of St. Louis. First generation and everything. I've had to learn bumps and bruises. And I thought that because so many people told me no, that was going to be my fate. And I had to realize, no. We look at people all the time who've made it and they had to have audacity and they had to do it differently. So people were so used to seeing certain people teaching and training, I had to act up. Whenever I would bless a microphone because I'm not here to do, my name is this is what I do. Y'all, throw that out your mind. That's not how you pitch. It's not. It's not. It's not. So some of you who may be wanting to do pitch competitions, some of you who may be wanting to pitch yourself for corporate training contracts or to be a paid speaker, a professional speaker, some of you all may want to have access to worlds that you thought were impossible. But when you communicate and you bait, attract, and close with ease, that is the power of pitching. And so to have these type of clients, I want y'all to know this isn't Black History Month. This isn't Women's History Month. This is year round. And it took me the time it took to show y'all how to become the only choice that matters. Why should they hire you? Because you're the best at what you do? That's great. Are you adding statistics to it? Do you have an amazing story? Are you able to understand that different pitches are for different audiences? Let's go. Y'all with me? I want to hear pitch please or something.
Pitch please.
Pitch please. So here's some of my background because I don't often always talk about it because some of the spaces that I'm in, they know it. But just so y'all can see, I'm a 13-time national pitch champion. I'm a Spelman grad. I'm a Rutgers grad. Passed the bar on my first try. I've been in movies and documentaries. I've hosted a show on Fox Business called America's Real Deal. I was on Shark Tank Season 8 in 2016, and I will even share that pitch with you all because I want y'all to understand why my pitches were different and why I've trained over 420 pitch champions. That led me into Ivy League institutions who paid me to train their students. But remember, I don't have an Ivy League degree, so how did I get up in there? Becoming the only choice that matters, and how do I get them to choose me? And these are things that I want y'all to learn tonight. Even if we're just doing an overview, just get a little taste of what's about to come. Y'all with me? Pitch, please.
Pitch, please.
Don't let people put y'all in a box and say because you're Black or you're a woman or you're a man or you are Latina or you're Asian Pacific Islander, you're LGBTQ, that's the only people you can speak to. Please believe. So let's get into understanding your pitch assignment. If y'all got questions, if y'all are drop in the comments. If you feeling me, if you can't even say pitch please, but drop it in the thing. If I'm saying something that resonates, drop it like it's hot. So who wants to understand your pitch assignment?
I do.
Me.
All right. So what is pitching? What is it? Does anybody know? Or do y'all want me to drop it like it's hot?
Go ahead and drop it like it's hot.
Okay. So pitching is a short, brief way of introducing you, your business, your brand, your product or service in such a way that leads closer to the sale. So you'll have people saying, oh, is this, any other? No. What you're doing is you're enticing people to want to buy your products or services or buy into you. Here's another way of looking at it. Let's say it's it's the holidays and you're going over someone else's house to eat. Could be Big Mama's, could be your partner, whatever. And I want you to think about, as you're going over their house and the door opens and you seeing all this love, you see the people you love, you smelling that good, good food. As you walk in and you're loving on people and they're loving on you, dinner's about to be served. So you go and sit down. And as you sit down, I want you to think about that plate in front of you. What are you going to put on that plate? What does that plate represent? So if y'all want to throw out to me what you're going to put on that plate for your first go round, throw it out there, yell it out, or put it in the comments. Debbie, you ain't got nothing to say?
I don't know, because I can't have my food touching. I get serious right there.
So you can't give me 2 or 3 or something, Queen. The plate can be big. You can just throw out something.
I'm chicken.
We're just gonna go with chicken for the first thing. Nobody wants macaroni and cheese. Nobody wants, I want y'all to think about what's gonna go on that plate for that first go round. Because you eating is the holiday, it's at the major holiday for your family, your culture, whatever. So because y'all ain't giving me y'all ain't saying that out loud, let me drop it like it's hot on you. As you look at that plate and imagine that there's food on that plate truly represents you. It represents your business, your brain, your books, your products and services. That represents your talent, your skill sets, and your abilities. That represents your network. That represents your net worth. That plate is so much more than you think it is. And now, grace has been said. So I want y'all to all pick up your imaginary fork with me. Pick up your imaginary fork with me. I want to see y'all on camera holding it if you can. Jenna, I'm looking at you. Dr. Karen, I'm looking at you. Deborah stepped off. She don't want to deal with me. So I want you to think about what's the first thing you're going to pick up on your fork. Just yell it out if you can. What's the first thing you're going to taste?
Mac and cheese.
Ooh, you already starting off, right? Okay. For those of y'all who are scared to answer my question, out of that great big plate, your first bite, that's what a pitch is. A pitch is a juicy morsel, a taste of more to come. If you give them the right juicy morsel, they'll keep coming back. If you want to become the only choice that matters, if you want to be the only option, no one's entitled to the plate. So when you're pitching, what is the thing that's going to give them a nice little taste of you? Not everything that you bring to the table. So what is that juicy one? If they eat bite by bite, they'll eat the entire plate versus you showing the depth and breadth of what you can do. Nobody can handle that in the beginning. So by me becoming the killer pitch master, I was able to show how to slay all competition with a killer pitch. So people never put me in a motivational speaker category. They didn't put me all these other speaker categories. I'm the killer pitch master. So if you need someone who's a world-class master communicator who can teach the art and science of the killer pitch, who can do the elevator pitch, the media pitch, the investor pitch, the sales pitch, the speaker pitch, and the interview pitch and have success in all, that's a very different person that you would hire to do a motivational talk. Very different. Become the only choice that matters becomes real specific about what you're going to put out there and getting known in that. So in understanding your pitch assignment, you're not giving a full meal deal. You're giving a juicy bite that entices them for more. So when it comes to understanding your pitch assignment, it is very important that you understand you're not a jack of all trades and a master of none. What is the first thing you want them to come to you for that puts you heads and tails above others? And some of y'all might be like, well, I'm a motivational speaker. Oh, I'm this and that. We got to get deep, 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 deep. People don't hire me to speak on everything. I don't speak on leadership. I don't speak on DEI, A+, because I only know surface. When it comes to pitching, nobody does it better. So what is your pitch assignment? I want you to look at the way you've been pitching yourself. Are you giving a full meal deal? Or are you giving them a little taste that makes them come back for more? So who's been given the full meal deal? Thinking about it. Now, I know you've been hearing pitching from a totally different perspective, and it might take a minute for it to really hit you. And that's why I'll share with you my Shark Tank pitch, because it really puts things in perspective. So your pitch assignment, who are you really pitching to? What do they need to hear versus what you think they want to hear? What is something that's a little bait that's going to attract them to you? Does it make sense, the questions that I'm asking y'all?
Yes.
This is how you start to understand your pitch assignment.
Pitch, please.
Okay. So let's get into pain points and challenges. Are you offering a solution without first letting them know that you understand what the real problem is? You might be like, oh, no, precious. I'm telling them who I am and how I can solve their problem. Well, what is their real problem? Too many of us are offering solutions without first addressing what the problem is, or the problem sounds generic. Let me give y'all an example. When I started pitching, I thought everybody wanted to know how to pitch. And you know what people told me? Let me keep it a bean with y'all. I don't want to be on Shark Tank. And I was like, you think that's the only way to pitch? Yeah, I said, that's investor pitching. There are 5 more pitches on the table. If you're an entrepreneur, you're selling something, even if it's yourself, your personality. Maybe you want to be an influencer. Maybe you want to do certain things. You're still selling. Maybe you need to step up your sales pitch. And what I learned, I started asking questions on social media because I wanted to know how people saw pitching and how I can cut through the clutter and noise and show that everyone needs to know how to pitch. Everybody needs a pitch. When you're going into college, when you're trying to get into programs, that's a pitch, y'all. You're making yourself the center of attention for a reason. And so when I started to understand that people only thought pitching was for investors or your elevator pitch at a networking event or media pitch, it freed me to start asking different questions. It started me thinking about pitch, please. It started me to thinking about, if they don't understand pitching, then there's an educational component. So sometimes I walk in a room like, ladies, raise your hands if you want to be a bad bitch with a power pitch. Women and men would throw their hands up. I'm like, fellas, I ain't forget about you. Fellas, raise your hands if you want to be a bad man with a master pitching plan. Well, you've come to the right place. My name is Precious Williams, and I am known as the Killer Pitch Master, and I will show you all how to slay all competition with a what? Killer pitch. Who wants to be on TV? Who wants to have earned media that brings clients and customers to you? They were raising their hands. I said, wouldn't it be nice if you did your elevator pitch and you had people wanting to work with you immediately, or at least look you up on LinkedIn and be like, I need to talk to you? Or better yet, what if you've been selling these products and services and they're not selling at all? Wouldn't you like to know what it takes to really bait, attract, and close with these? Again, you come to the right place. My company is the Perfect Pitch Group, and we literally show you how to package, position, and pitch yourself to become what? The only choice that matters. You may be in an oversaturated market. No more. When you cut through the clutter and noise of all of that, you truly become the only choice that matters. So if you want to know how to pitch, if you want to know how to go from pitching to pitch please to really slaying all competition, check us out at the Perfect Pitch Group, www.perfectpitchgroup.com. You can check us out on LinkedIn, Perfect Pitch Group. You can also check us out on LinkedIn. And I would drop these things. And I will also say, you've heard the rest. Now you've heard the best. My name is Precious Williams. I am the Killer Pitch Master. The only choice that matters for you right now. So very different. So you heard different pain points in there. You didn't hear manifestation. That's not my style. My style is to cut through the clutter and the noise and make sure I'm hearing you. So if you don't address their problems, they're not hearing you. They're not. You can use all the big words, superfluous, you can use all of that. Cut through the clutter and noise and make sure they hear that they can hear that you're talking to them and not everybody. Everybody. And then you can offer your solution. But too many of us are really trying to do way too much, and you shouldn't do that at all. So let's talk about going out the way you came. Some of you are introverts. You may be scared. You may be thinking, I got to be precious. No, you don't. Because precious wasn't always precious. I came from a legal background, and I came alive in the courtroom, not at the office. Nope. People did not know my real personality because I was a precious at the office. And when I came in that courtroom, I was like, catch me outside. How about that? I'm about to slice and dice. I didn't care who I went up against. I said, I ain't never lost a case. Why is that possible? Because I knew that a jury is very different than who's at the office that I got to pretend that I have no personality with. Which tells you why different pitches are for different audiences, right? So how do you start out strong? Here's something I want you all to think about. It started off with your name of company, who you serve, all of those, the basics of a pitch, the Google version. What I want you all to pay attention to is start off with, you have to, like Dr. Sherwood always says this, start off with a bang and then with fireworks. So start off with a question, a startling statistic, or a quote. Do something that interrupts the pattern of boring. She might be like, well, Precious, they got to know my name. They got to know the name of my company. They only need to know that if you've impressed upon them that you're the one to listen to. You're the only choice that matters. So would you all, okay, 7:34. I'm on point, Queen. Dr. Karen, I'm on point. Are you feeling me, Queen? You're not slicing me. You ain't saying, Precious, I'm going to beat you up in a dark alley, right? Because I know Dr. Karen be like, I'm going to see you outside. Don't be doing my people like that. So you all like to hear my Shark Tank pitch, and then I'll break it down a little bit more on why it was amazing and how it helps you, whether you have 30 seconds, 3 minutes. And don't forget, y'all, all pitches aren't oral. Some of them are emails. Some of them are social media posts. I just got back from Essence Fest where I launched something called Pitch Bold, Profit Gold. My first Essence Fest at 45 years old. So would y'all like to hear my Shark Tank pitch? Would y'all like me to go ham and cheese on you?
Yes.
Pitch,
Don't
please.
let me get in my zone. Don't let me get in my zone. These other chicks is lying. They collect some ain't mine. I got that hot boy on my. You know how many hot boys I'm sorry, y'all. I had to have that moment. Ladies, it's Valentine's Day, and you finally met the man or woman in your dreams. You know what time it is. It's time to find some sexy lingerie to set the mood off nicely. But you're way over 200 pounds. What's a big girl in the city supposed to do? What's anything like me, then you went to Victoria's Secret and you found out they didn't even make a bra in your size. So then you went to Ashley Stewart and Lane Bryant. And you didn't really like the selection. Finally, as a last resort, you went to Macy's, where your choices were black, beige, and white. Again, what's a big girl supposed to do? Well, that's why I created Curvy Girls Lingerie. And Curvy Girls Lingerie with the ultimate shopping experience for full-figure divas and plus-size fashionistas. Now, Sharks, I know you got some questions, so let me be clear. There are over 40 million women, yes, I said it, 40 million women, size 14 or larger in the United States, just like me, and we all want pretty underwear. It's just too bad the most mainstream lingerie companies don't make products for women my size. Mr. Wonderful, I know you got this question. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? Shout out to Gangsta Boo. In our first 6 months of operations, we crossed 6 figures with our innovative website, www.curvygirlslingerie.com. And girls is with a Z, not an S, because we like to keep it what? Red, hot, funky, and fresh. And then we created our own direct home party sales models where women paid us to introduce our lingerie to their network. And then we had the audacity to go on a nationwide tour. Can you imagine all those curvy girls spread out from state to state around the world? You see, when I started, they told me I was too fat, too black, and I didn't have an Ivy League degree. Who cares about plus size women? Well, you know what I did, and I do. And I'm dating a very famous Hollywood actor right now. You don't want the smoke with me. You don't. So everything that I was told wouldn't make it. I'm standing before you, Sharks, as a 13-time national pitch champion, former attorney in the great state of New York, from the inner city of St. Louis, Missouri. I've been told no a lot. That has never stopped me. There are no limits to what I can do. If you want to know if I'm the right jockey for the horse, then look to the person who actually did it. If I came up from poverty to live in New York City, If I became that attorney, people said it was impossible. Kicked out of Georgetown, started over at Rutgers, had a nervous breakdown, and yet I finished as the #1 student attorney in my class. So when I say I'm the female MacGyver business, give me 2 toothpicks, it's not a door I can't go through. In fact, I'm standing here right now in a low-cut canary yellow peplum dress, afro extreme makeup, because I understand different audiences need different things. I will not allow anybody to limit me or my full-figured divas. Sharks, you've heard the rest. Now you've heard the best. My name is Precious Williams. I'm the proud founder and CEO of Curvy Girls Lingerie, the ultimate shopping experience for full-figured divas and plus-size fashionistas. Sharks, you've been served. Thank you. Oh, but wait, there's more. Okay, ladies, now let's get information. The door opened. My full-figured divas came out in the lingerie. Mark Cuban said, "You go, girl." I'm looking at him like, I mean, that can be arranged later. I mean, I just got to get through this. Robert Hershwick, when I tell you, he stood up, he said, "Watching you is like watching a master at their craft." Now, you might be wondering, y'all may be wondering, was I afraid? No. I don't think you understand. 13-time national pitch champion. I've already beaten a lot of people at this game. So the Sharks, when I saw the people who came before me who looked like me, they were made to look stupid and that they didn't know. They knew. But I was determined to show you're not gonna play me. I came from the dirty inner city of St. Louis, and I've been in movies and documentaries, and I fought my way to get there. So let me break down what happened in that pitch. When did you all hear me say the name of my company? When did I say it? Was it in the beginning?
No.
Okay, so that was to show you it wouldn't have mattered if I didn't do my job and if I didn't intrigue them. Did you all hear numbers in there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What numbers did you hear?
40 million.
6 figures in 6 months?
Yes.
Created 3 business models. I mean, had 3 parts to my business model. Was I the right jockey for that horse? Because when you're dealing with investors, people think it's just taking a great story. Baby, I put skin in the game. I fought my way, and I also showed 13-time national champion, former attorney, which means don't play with it. Don't play with it. I'm not a boring personality, so bring it. So why is that important to y'all? If you change your language, you change the sales game. Y'all never heard me say plus size women because no one cares about plus size women. You heard me say full-figured divas and plus-size fashionistas. Sharks were like, "Man, that was an amazing line." I said, "I'm like, Drake, I got bars for days. Please don't play with me. I'm a poet. I'm a world-class master communicator. This is something I does this." What you also heard was a respect for me, for women who look like me. Here's something else, y'all. Have you ever heard you can only pitch in a room where your target market is? Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
So who on Shark Tank is a plus-size woman? Don't worry, like Cat Williams, I'll wait.
Not one. Not one person.
But they fought over me. Do you want to know why? I was the only choice that mattered.
Pitch, please.
I understood, girl, yes. So I understand my pitch assignment. What was the pain point? It literally showed y'all. I used names. I showed what I had to go through to get there. And I also showed you I was dating a very famous Hollywood actor. So I did the research, the business plan, 13-time national champion. If I'm not the right jockey for the horse, who is? Right? Finally,
Absolutely.
the call to action, and y'all didn't hear it like on my episode, but you have to ask for money in exchange for something. And so you have to, what do you want people to do once they hear you pitch? Do you want them to look you up? Do you want them to check out like something free on your website, a lead magnet? Do you want them to buy your books? What do you want them to do? If you're at a trade show, if you are vending somewhere, what do you want people to do? If they see your banner, what do you want them to do? Tell them, make it easy. So you may want to do the Google School of Pitching. My name is Precious. The name of my company is the Perfect Pitch Group. And we can create killer pitches for you. And if you go to our website, we have free gifts. The first chapter of my book, and also how to make it rain like snow in your business. You can check us out at perfectpitchgroup.com. Thank you. So some people might like that pitch, but that's boring as hell. I mean, boring is to me. Versus Shark Tank. And y'all, like I also gave y'all another pitch about walking into the room. Ladies, raise your hands if you want to be baby, because you have to interrupt the pattern of boring. And for my introverts, baby, drop a set of books and we have them on all eyes on me, like Tupac.
Love it.
Whatever you have to do, y'all. I don't want you to feel like you got to be me, because people didn't like me in the beginning because I didn't sound like this and that, because I didn't have to. And that is why I've trained over 420 pitch champions. One of my former clients just won the Good Soil, $200,000. Another one of my clients won $500,000 at Venture Atlanta. Y'all, don't think I stopped. My clients still win in these streets. I love what I do, but it was time to plot, twist, and flip the script on people. So you're probably like, what does that mean? I had a plot twist because I could tell that when I started pitching, no one really thought of a lot of Black people in pitch competitions. Now you hear about it all the time. And that taught me something. I went to school to be an attorney, and I became one. And I thought, because my family told me good work always works. No, I was a worker bee. It was time to become the queen bee. And so I had to show how to truly be a rainmaker. And my 5th #1 bestselling book is Rainmaking 101 from Day One, Packaging, Positioning, and Pitching. So why do y'all think I wanted to expand how people saw me? Because they may go to Black Girl Ventures or Black Ambition, which are more so investor pitch. I told y'all there's 6 forms. I'm well versed in 6 and have success for all my clients in all 6. But sometimes people can't see that because you're not the celebrity. So I'm the celebrity of my brand. And that is why becoming the only choice that matters also requires you to teach your network how they can pitch you for opportunities. So pitching is a lot more than you thought. Anybody say this is a lot more than I thought it was going to be? Okay. And just know the rabbit hole goes deep. So at this moment, would you all take out your phones and scan this QR code? I would love for you all to give feedback to Dr. Karen Hills-Pruden and to me. I think it's got 2 questions in there. And it just asks you, basically, did you enjoy this? What did you get out of this? Because I want Dr. Karen to know I take great pride in the work that I do. And I want to provide her with real feedback on what I do and what people are saying in real time. Because I'm going to be at that conference.
I think I'm gonna be there too. I got it.
Don't let me get in my zone. Don't let me get in my zone. These other chicks is like, I'm sorry. So I'll come back to this, y'all, but I think I'm running out of time. So, okay. Give me
You're
2 more
fine.
minutes. Okay, Dr. Karen?
You're fine.
Okay. So here's something else I want you all to know about me is I create masterclasses. So I created 2 masterclasses. One is called Pitching for Profit. And it's all about getting investors, prospect, clients, and customers to say yes. The second masterclass is on getting them to come back, repeat clients and customers. So one is 3 hours and the second one is 3 hours. And I go ham and cheese and peanut butter and jelly in those because it's an extended period of time. You can watch them at your own leisure, pick up something, eat the meat, spit out the bones. But one of the greatest things about pitching is that there's always things you can learn. So some of you may struggle with, they're not paying me any attention. Why aren't people doing that? Well, let's get you to understand, are you making it possible for them to say yes? Are you making it impossible for them to say anything else other than yes? So that means your social media posts. That means, how do you teach and train your network to say your name for opportunities that you're not in the room for? If you all want to know why I speak all over the world and train all over the world, it's because my network knows that if they hear something, y'all need Precious Williams. Let me break you off a little bit about her. Let me take you to her LinkedIn profile. They just do it. And it's vetted. And I get hired. It's not a point of, oh, well, Precious, da-da. No. And I work with the biggest companies because it allows me to be able to work with other organizations at a discount rate because they're paying a good rate to me. So when I showed you those corporate clients, there's a reason why I get from them to be able to bless others that normally couldn't. So and then the second part of this, the bundle, is we all want people to keep coming back, right?
Yep.
Y'all want to know how to become the only choice that matters. It's great to get that one-time yes. How do you bring them back for more? So if you all want to take advantage of that, I have a link. I have a link on sort of to the last page. If you use Experience Precious 100, you get $100 off of it. I think it's originally $247, so you'll get $100 off of that. I'll make sure y'all get the access to that. And then we launched Pitch Bold, Profit Gold at New Orleans at Essence Fest. And one of the greatest things is, and Dr. Karen, I know I'm not the only woman who's ever been through this. As great as I am as a killer pitch master, as great as I am at teaching and training, I do not want my whole life to feel like it's a business. I want our queens to know that your personal life is just as important. I hadn't dated in years. I was just all about business. Because some of y'all don't know, I became homeless after Shark Tank because I said no to all of the investments. And that love of my life, that very famous Hollywood actor, he died. So I became a severe alcoholic and tried to take my life on my 30th birthday. But I just told you I'm 45. So being homeless on the streets of New York for 2 years, as painful as it was my second chance by God. And I came out better. I came out teaching and training better. I would never allow somebody to just bring my past up. If you were never going to hire me, it doesn't have anything to do with that. But I also had to be vulnerable with my trusted network and let them know if I'm struggling, I know who to go to. I don't have to be perfect. My pitches do, though. I am not. Who can I go to when things are good, bad, up or down? How do I love myself? How do I have better relationships with my family and my friends? How do I put myself first so that I can really flourish in business too? How do I become human and not this strong Black woman? Well, that's what we have at Pitch Bold, Profit Gold. And so we introduced that in a soft lunch in New Orleans. These are some of the pictures, from the event. We also had a pitch competition where a woman took home $500 live on stage by not pitching her business, but pitching a personal goal. If you want to learn more information about that, the QR code is here in the tiny URL, and I want to make sure y'all get those links. And here are all the links if y'all want to get my books. I have a free gift on my website, as you all heard about, like in the first chapter of my 5th book, Rainmaking 101 from Day One. And also how to make it rain like snow in your business. Check out on our website, perfectpitchgroup.com/free gifts, and sign up for that and get those free gifts. Our website is perfectpitchgroup.com. My books are on my site. And even if you want to work one-on-one with me, that's also on my site. As y'all can tell, these are my 5 #1 best-selling books. The first book, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches, has had a billboard from Forbes. My 3rd book, Pitching for Profit, had a billboard in Times Square, and then there was a billboard on all 3 of them. So Forbes magazine has reviewed 2 of my books, not paid, earned media. When I tell y'all this is how it can work, I didn't pay for it, but those titles and the woman with the credentials behind it is how I got there. So don't be afraid to go against the grain. And this is my contact information. And I'll be quiet now, or I will go back to, in case y'all didn't get to do the talk-a-dot. And please, where's those questions at? Where them questions at?
Well, you don't have a whole lot of questions up in here, Miss Precious, but you have a whole lot of hallelujahs and all types of things. I mean, it is nothing but complimentary. So I'm going to share some of that.
Drop it like it's hot on me, Dr. Karen.
I'm going to share some of that. So I'm going all the way back to the beginning. One comment from Janet was, you project so much confidence, and that's powerful. She did ask the question, how do you build that level of confidence? And so if you could address that question, that would be great.
So how did I build this confidence? I think Marshawn Evans calls it Godfidence, but let me be honest with y'all. I didn't have a relationship with God until I was homeless. And I woke up on that tape. I woke up in the hospital and I couldn't even kill myself. I was so mad. And over the course of 2 weeks, when they got my medicine right, I woke up and I said, I'm alive. And they put me in a Greyhound bus, took me back to New York because my social worker, she was looking for me. She got me into the Bowery Mission Women's Center, which was supported by celebrities. It wasn't supported by the state, or else I wouldn't have been living like that. I've been looking crazy. But celebrities like Whoopi Goldberg and them, so we had discipleship classes, we volunteered. None of us could have a job because it was about getting our minds right and understanding who we are and whose we are. And I read these 2 quotes every day. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called, and God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. So as a woman whose mother nearly murdered her when she was 12, always told me I was ugly and stupid. I would never match my light-skinned green-eyed sister. She didn't know that the star was in front of her. And so I practiced modeling in my own room in the closet for years because I wanted to make the world love me. I thought that would make my parents love me if I was a drug addict. And God kept just putting all these things in front of me, like giving me opportunities to speak before politicians with no fear in my heart or my soul. He gave me opportunities to go to college and law school fully funded. But when I was in a Bowery Mission Women's Center, at night we had no electronics, right? He would tell me your second chapter is going to be better than your first. And I'm thinking, man, I'm a bum and a slug in a ditch. He was like, your second chapter is going to be better than your first. Watch this. And I finished the program in 2 years. The pastor of our church on the Upper East Side, y'all already know what the Upper East Side, he asked me to come live with him, and he and his wife wanted me to come live with them. I was there 5 years. I started in a room for $825. Quit my job at Worthy. Because to leave, you had to have a job. And I said, I'm ready to be Precious Williams, KillerPitchMaster. And he said, you're the only person I know who can make announcements sound better than a sermon. Go get that. Yeah, I was in a room for 2 years. And then he introduced me to the 2-bedroom apartment. And something in me, I got a contract that paid my rent. That was I went from $825 to $2,200 overnight. He had a roommate. I said, no, God said it's me by myself. And I was there 3 years in that apartment, and I left in November to be where I am today. I'm in a Jewish neighborhood here in Brooklyn. I live well. My confidence comes from overcoming everything that was supposed to destroy me, and to still have a smile on my face because I know our sisters hurt. I know they're tired of carrying this mantle of being a strong Black woman. Well, what happens when a pandemic, economic downturn, social unrest, and all of that get in the way? Not only did we survive the pandemic, we grew. And so in order to become the only choice that matters, you got to believe in yourself and have people around you who believe the same thing. So at the sisters conference that's coming up, I know we're going to turn that up and show you that, yeah, I did it afraid. I did it broke. I did it alone. I fought. And you know what? I'm here to bless others. So that's what happened. So my confidence isn't false. I just took my first boudoir photography and I was showing the pictures on Facebook today. I said, this is 45. This is tiger stripes. This is beauty. This is what my mother didn't see until recently. I don't compete with my light-skinned green-eyed sister. I got bad vision. I don't see competition. And that's it.
Love it, love it, love it. I am a little bit back earlier. This may have been like 30 minutes in, but
oh, she said 30 minutes in. Okay.
You got a compliment from Deborah where she was talking about your use of your vocal tone and your nonverbals when you were speaking, and your energy. And so can you speak a little bit to the total package? Because to me that seems like the total package, in addition to just being unforgettable and being someone that they just cannot forget, that total vocal tone, nonverbals, and the energy. Can you speak to that in terms of your pitch?
I actually can. And is this Deborah? Deborah, who asked the
Deborah, yes,
question?
it's Deborah
So
Bell
Deborah,
Campbell.
so Deborah Bell Campbell, Queen, let me be honest with you. I've been speaking since I was 16 years old. No one has taught me how to speak. No one, right? So I learned on the job. My cadence, my flow, my tone. When I was 16 years old, the principal of our high school asked me to speak at an event. Me and my grandma didn't know no better. It was before the mayor of the city of St. Louis. My English teacher wrote my speech. I remember going up to that podium because I didn't know no better. 16. I opened it up and instinctively I knew what I was supposed to do. Never read it, never anything. And it was just like something came over me. And the older I get, the more I realize, and that's one of the things that I teach and train on, right? So again, you can be an introvert and slay all competition. You can be extrovert and slay all competition. You can be ambivert. But being able to not speak in one tone the entire time, kind of read the room, even if you're on Zoom. What are some of the things they're going to need at this moment? And also being dialed into God. Because there's certain things that I would not think to bring up. People like, pop, pop, right here. If I start to feel like the energy of the room shifts, what needs to go there? Do I need to go low and have them lean in? Or do I just need to explode on them? My use of references to music. Because most people won't do that. Some people are taught that it always has to sound like this and everything. That's not me. And I think that tells you the beauty of different speakers. Dr. Cheryl Wood, who I admire a great deal. So I always remember her start off with a bang. And there's something I will never forget about her with that, right? The last thing, Deborah, is if I never got an award. I've gotten 4 national awards this year in business. Spectrum Circle, now NABO Business Women Business Owner of the Year, top 3 finalists in the nation. The Badass Woman in Herstory, Black Connects, Business Leader of the Year, and there are more coming. That didn't happen overnight. I was homeless I walked up to 6 years ago. I restarted my company 4.5 years ago. My trajectory is faster this time because I trust my instincts and I give my flowers to the people. But I don't think there's anyone who could teach me what came natural. I just had to believe that I could do it and that there's no one I've ever been on stage with that I was afraid. Like, I'm not afraid of anybody on stage because I got bad vision. I don't see competition. I know what I come to the table with. And my gift is to not make y'all sound like me. My gift is to make you the best version of you. I don't care about your weaknesses. My weakness is I can't do graphics. I can't do a lot of things. A mic and a light is all I need. We can take PowerPoint out. We can take makeup off. We can throw wigs or whatever. Mic and a light. Let's get it. And you have great instincts. You have great instincts. And sometimes it's great to hear somebody say, stop being someone else. The best me. I got designs in my hair, y'all. Okay, they didn't grown out because that Essence Fest was serious. It's also, if you want to become the only choice that matters, go to higher dollar events because the decision makers are in that room and they're looking at people who are worth their time. So if you learn nothing else, why was I in that room and I couldn't afford it? That's God who just told me to be there before I learned the lesson. So yeah.
Awesome. Did you have a question, Deborah, that you wanted to add?
I do. I dropped it toward the end, but it's so much good stuff over there in the chat. My question is, as you was talking, Miss Precious, I am the introverted leader. So I'm
Okay.
the who's introverted. And so I just want to know, because you said a lot in there and I got those notes in there, what kind of suggestion you would give to someone like me who's looking to probably do something else?
Oh, plot twist, flip the script. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Just like what I was talking about, Dr. Karen, earlier. So even though I'm the killer pitch master, I'm also the ultimate rainmaker. I'm the creative outsider and the atmosphere shifter. Queen Conyers gave me atmosphere shifter. She said, because when you take the stage, it's like ridiculous. Like you come in like a wrecking ball, like Miley Cyrus. You are not here to sugarcoat. You go ham and cheese and you bring all of you to the table. As I said, I was getting tired. People were asking me why I wasn't here or here. And it started to irritate me because I don't think that they understood the rooms I'm actually in and why it was important for my plot twist and flipping the script to others and letting them know the room. Yeah, I don't understand the rooms that I'm in. I'm not here to do investor pitching all day long. My clients, I can get that, but you have to understand the power of messaging, the power of packaging and positioning before you pitch. Are you the low cost leader or whatever? For you, Queen, I would, dig deep, and especially at the at Dr. Karen's conference, you're going to see a lot of different women who had to plot twist and to shake the tables and to trust in themselves when everybody's telling them, "Oh, you're making money over here, just stay with that." No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I started when there weren't people, a lot of us in pitch competitions. Now there are a lot. But how many people do you know is a 13-time national champion who's trained champions, who's judged pitch competitions, who's created pitch competitions, who's hosted pitch competitions? I'm rare. But I also understand that if you don't understand sales, business development, and client acquisition, if you think AI is going to teach you everything, my referrals will put me in rooms, not AI. When I'm on stage, AI is not speaking, I am. And until AI can say every word out of my mouth, great. It ain't happening right now. So in your plot twist, definitely calling your creator, your higher power. Start writing out the things that your higher power is saying. Ask your trusted network, not family and friends, because everything you do is going to be good, but they ain't buying nothing from you. Okay. And lean into what this other thing that is calling you. I couldn't allow I hated Esquire not being on my name anymore because that was my identity. If you they took Esquire off my name, if you take KillerPitchMaster off my name, I'm the ultimate rainmaker. And I find ways into situations that most people don't even think of because I'm from the other side of the tracks. So find a way to make one Clark Atlanta, even though I went to Spelman College. And I've been an outlier. I've never fit the beauty standard. And yet at 45, people call me so beautiful when they meet me in person versus in video now. That plot twist had to happen internally to reflect externally. And it takes time. I'm sorry I can't give you a pat answer. What I will tell you is from 2010 to 2016, what a great run. But it ain't nothing compared from late 2019 to 2024. I move faster, and I will not allow anybody to limit me, period. And that's why I speak only at certain events and not everyone, because there are certain rooms I need to be in to get that coin so that I can bless others. And you're talking to a woman who's been a homeless woman. You're talking to a woman who was an alcoholic, who's 7 years plus clean and sober, an unwanted child from the hood.
Thank you.
And that's why I want this conference so bad. Thank you, Dr. Karen, for allowing me this opportunity to be with your network. And I pray that everybody who watches this later, come get this work. Pitch, please.
Absolutely. What better way to close? Pitch, please. I was scared to say it because I was like, I might say it too fast. It might sound like something else.
Girl, listen, I say that at events and people like that, they don't believe it, but guess who says it faster than women? Men.
Wow.
And it's men who don't look like us. And then it's almost like people just, okay, well, if he said it, baby, pitch, please.
Absolutely.
So they don't dog walk me in the alley afterwards like, Precious, why you do that? I'm like, I got the trademark for pitch, please. Don't play with me.
Yes, I know that's right. So Precious has put all of her contact and coupon information here. Make sure you save the chat. And just know that Precious will be Precious October 4th and 5th. She will
let me get my song, Dr. Karen.
And so remember, our theme this year is more. Women deserve to be seen more, heard more, and paid more. And so we are going to have a ball. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look at Dr. Karen over her like, she better be good.